Hello, my name is Marianne Thornton, and welcome to 6 Steps to Deliver a 5K Experience. I am the host of this webinar, which is brought to you by Matt's PR Pro. Matt PR Pro is my public relations consulting firm located in the South Suburban region of Chicago, Illinois. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Matt PR Pro. I would really like to hear from you regarding the value of this webinar. So I would appreciate if you would send your feedback to me. I recommend that you submit your feedback right from the Matt PR Pro website. So at this point, I want to share a little bit about myself and my experience coordinating 5K races. I am an experienced race coordinator in the Chicago Southland region and excited to teach you how to move from concept to reality and deliver a memorable 5K experience. I have coordinated the Heritage Hall race in South Holland, Illinois for 10 years. The race, which began as a small 5K, has blossomed to include a half marathon, a 10K, a 5K run and walk, and a 15-mile bike race. And it has nearly tripled its race participants. I have successfully coordinated the Heritage Hall through local sponsor support and celebrity endorsements. It's race season, so today I will guide you through the stages of planning and executing your first 5K. Fun runs like 5Ks are great events to raise awareness of your organization, to garner support from local businesses, and to engage the community in your fundraising efforts. This webinar covers 6 essential elements for first-time race coordination: community engagement, sponsorship solicitation, volunteer recruitment, interactive registration, elevating entertainment value, and integrated marketing. So you have your race day selected, you have a course identified. Now, what should you do to get people at your race? So we're going to dive right into community engagement, which is connecting with village officials, local organizations, and local celebrities to garner support for your race. So the first thing that you want to do is connect with community officials where the event is being held. So there are certain elements you want to be sure to address with these officials. Are special permits required? Connect with local police and fire officials to learn if if the race can be run on the streets or if you're restricted to sidewalks. Can the race course be closed to vehicular traffic if you are allowed to use the streets? What resources can the community public works department provide, such as roadblocks or directional signage? Ask the mayor and trustees to participate in the opening ceremony of the race. This is how you connect with the community and gain their support. Also, invite local organizations to participate as a team. Offer 1 or 2 free registrations for teams of, say, 10 or more members, or offer discounts. Conduct research on local celebrities who have an interest in 5K runs. Do you know of any celebrities who are avid runners? Connect with them by way of Facebook or Twitter. Prepare a pitch letter to send to them about your event and invite them to join the mayor and the trustees to speak at the opening ceremony. At our events, the local celebrity Val Warner, she's co-host of Windy City Live co-host. She is our local celebrity and provides that celebrity endorsement. Val has been with us since inception. So this is Val pictured with Mayor DeGraff at the opening ceremony of the 9th annual Heritage Hall event. And this year we're going to be celebrating 10 years in September, and Val is still right there with us, offering her support and endorsement. And so we're just very excited to have been able to maintain this relationship with Val since the very beginning. Now let's move on to sponsorship solicitation, which is really about successfully gaining sponsorships of local businesses and vendors. So what I want you to keep in mind is um, prepare to have, 2 lists of businesses, your local businesses, and then those vendors that your organization connects with pretty regularly. If possible, obtain a list of all the community businesses and then prepare a letter requesting their support. And the same thing with your vendors. Put together your list of those vendors that your organization works through pretty regularly and prepare a separate letter for these individuals because you already have a relationship, with them, just as you have a relationship with the community businesses as well. You have something in common. So here are two methods that I have found to be most successful for the events I coordinate. I prepare my two potential sponsor lists. One list is for the sponsors that I know, based on my research, are able to donate at a minimum $500 at a minimum. And then I have a list of those donors that I'm going to solicit for a flat sponsorship. And more often than not, it's the majority of the businesses in the community receive a letter from me asking for, let's say, as an example, a flat $200. Now, for those sponsors that are your high-end sponsors, those are the folks that you're going to, promote on your shirts, you're going to promote them on your goodie bags, you're going to promote them on your banners. The other sponsors, the local businesses who are sponsoring you at, say, a $200 level, so those are the people you want to make sure that you still recognize, say, through your website. As an example, you provide a list of all of those donors. The other thing to keep in mind is for those who are unable to offer a monetary donation, be flexible and invite them to provide an in-kind donation so they can still participate. And so this can also, bring value to your goodie bag because through the in-kind donation, perhaps there are giveaways that you can add in your goodie bag, or invite them to come out race day to set up a tent and offer giveaways and share information about their business. So what you're doing is you're opening the door, you're building this relationship, and you are meeting their needs just as they're meeting your needs. And what I have found from experience, those in-kind donors, if I maintain those relationships over time, they become a monetary donor. So let's move on to volunteer recruitment. How to engage service organizations to recruit volunteers. So I would encourage you to take a look at those local service organizations, the Girl and Boy Scouts, Little Leagues, your church groups, your school groups. Never underestimate the power of engagement within local organizations. Prior to going to them, identify your volunteer needs. Will you have day of race registration? How many people do you think you'll need for check-in? How many water stations are along your course? Will you award medals? How about a runner's refresh station? These are some of the volunteer opportunities you're going to want to consider as you determine your volunteer needs. Once you identify your needs, connect with these local organizations. I have enjoyed partnering with Little League and the Girl Scouts in high school for many years. And I can tell you from experience that many of the students are in need of securing volunteer service hours. So this becomes a win for us and a win for them. And many times when you get the students involved, the parents come. And now you have a wonderful pool of volunteers and just a great resource. Now we're going to talk about interactive registration. If at all possible, this is a must-have for your event, regardless of how small, how large. You want to have convenient online registration and an opportunity for social engagement. 10 years ago, when the Heritage Hall race was first introduced in the village of South Holland, registration was conducted in person at the village hall. I would say 3 years later, runners requested the convenience of registering online. We researched a few services and set up online registration through Sign Me Up, which is what you see here right on the slide. Today, we use Race Roster. I really like Race Roster because it's more interactive. It's easy to use when registering and it provides an opportunity for social engagement. So, race participants can set up teams, they can encourage family and friends to sponsor them and track their success of their fundraising effort. And if you have someone that's not a runner and they don't care to walk, well, they can still participate. They can donate to this event. And participants can share on their social media pages, all right from the Race Roster site. They can also recruit runners and receive cash back on their registrations. So if you're a first time race coordinator, online registration is a must for your event. I would say 90% of my race participants, they register online. And regarding the cost for this service, I recommend that you pass it on to your race participants, which is usually under $3 per registration, is tacked right onto the fee. From my experience, runners are accustomed to paying this fee because they enjoy the convenience of registering online. So this is a part of my webinar that's really fun to talk about, is identifying affordable and appropriate entertainment to engage your audience and to enhance the 5K experience. So the Heritage Hall race truly became the talk of the town when we elevated entertainment by recruiting a race announcer. So here's the thing. Runners really love hearing their name announced as they cross the finish line. And I can say this from personal experience. I really enjoy when I cross the finish line, hear my name and my time announced. Also, a good announcer will keep race participants and their families fully engaged, informed, and entertained. You have to remember that while the race is in progress, there are family members at the site waiting for their loved ones to return from the race, from the course. And so you want a race announcer who's really good at keeping the people in the park engaged, informed, and entertained. Another opportunity is, connect with a fitness expert who could come and warm up your participants. Saran Dunmore, she is a fitness expert who hosts MTV series I Used to Be Fat. Last year, we recruited Saran. She came in and she did this amazing warm up session, and it just attracted more people to our race because they know her. She brought some name recognition to our event and elevated our value. Another opportunity is the Jesse White Tumblers, a renowned organization out of the Chicago area. They performed at our Heritage Hall race, and so they entertained the crowd while the race results were being calculated. For small children, we have a few inflatables, including a bounce house, an obstacle course, and a slide. And for older children, we bring in a climbing wall. These are the types of things that you do that are conducive to a race event. And then our final topic is integrated marketing. These are the touch points to market your 5K race: print, digital, social, and if possible, mobile. So we're going to talk about print first. Contact your local newspaper. Research and identify those reporters who have an interest in covering a 5K race. Prepare and send pitch letters. Once you have their attention, speak with them about how they would prefer to receive your event press releases. Ask that they cover your race day and assign someone from your team to connect with the reporter during the event. Consider a website for your new race or web page on your organization's website dedicated to your race. And be sure to include a link to the online registration site. And always promote your sponsors. Regarding social media, Twitter and Facebook, these, set up a social media page for your race. These are the opportunities to connect with your race participants and for them to connect with you. And then finally, if your organization has a mobile app, take advantage of that. Push notices, push messages, to your stakeholders, push messages out regarding the race, and keep people informed. So that is all the time we have for the webinar today. I want to just do a quick reminder of a few things that we discussed. Engage your community in your race. Tap into your vendors and your local businesses to fund your event, to help fund your event. Connect with local organizations to recruit volunteers. They really do look for opportunities to get involved in the community. Elevate entertainment value. Your race is the one you want runners to choose because it is not only challenging, it's fun and it's engaging. And then finally, touch your runners using print, digital, social, and if possible, mobile media. I'll ask that you would please take a few moments to provide some feedback as you exit this webinar right on mattprpro.com. And again, I want to thank you for taking time to view this presentation. My name is Marianne Thornton, and I wish you a great day and a successful 5K experience.